Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the VOD and soon to the live stream to the people who will be arriving as they come. This is Parasite Eve, a PlayStation 1 RPG by Squaresoft that is horror themed that I've always wanted to check out. There we go. I was like, damn, that's a slow walking speed. But you can hold a button to walk a little faster. I mean, granted, I'm like dressed for the ball. I just started this game. There was a very brief cutscene just establishing my character as an NYPD officer who's gone out with this guy to, I think it's like an opera or something. Some kind of fancy event. Let's go to our seats. They've already started the first act. Already? I heard about this game first in like, God, probably the year it came out, like 98. Um, my best friend at the time was really into horror media in general and had a PlayStation. And I remember he was playing this game when I went over to his house one time. And it was like much more graphically impressive in spite of what we're seeing on screen right at this moment than anything I had seen on the N64, which is the only console I was familiar with at the time. So I was like, whoa, what the hell? But it also looked like spooky, and I was not into horror. I've never really been into horror, and I want to change that. I'm slowly getting to a place in my life where I feel, I guess, comfortable enough in my own skin that I feel like I can handle deliberately disturbing media, like stuff that is out to be horrific. Turn up the music volume a little bit on this game. Anon with the fucking more memes. Don't give in. We all know that the Morbius memes are just a promotional push. They need that movie to be seen by somebody. It's probably important to some overarching universe story they're trying to build or something. If you like horror themed games, I recommend Suffering 1 and Suffering 2. I have never heard of those, but I'll check them out. Like I said, I'm not super familiar with horror themed games. I mean, I've seen analysis of Silent Hill games and Resident Evil games a whole lot because there's tons of video content about those. So I'm pretty familiar with them, like conceptually, and like what's interesting about them or what has made them popular and famous. But I haven't really played a whole lot of them. I've beat Resident Evil 4 and I played like half of the first game, which is really good. I just didn't get around to the rest of it. I played a bit of Silent Hill 2. But mostly I've always been pretty avoidant of media that I thought was going to freak me out throughout my life. I suspect this game is not like that spooky. Like, it's more horror themed probably than an outright horror game, but I don't know. I mean, right now people are fucking falling off of the balcony on fire, so that's pretty thrilling at the very least. Bad Candy with $5. Domo arigato gozaimasu. Did anime companies sell out? Feels like the weebs took over and otakus are left out. That's an interesting take. I don't know why you feel that way, though. There's just so much stuff coming out now. Like, and it has been this way for a little while, but like, in the time since like 2016, I feel like it's hard to say that anybody's not getting serviced. Like, I just think people aren't looking hard. Like, if you can't find stuff that you like right now, you can't be looking that hard, because they still make the stuff for the hardcore otaku. They still make the stuff for the action fans. They still make the stuff for the BL fans. Everybody's taken care of each season, You just got to look for that show that's for you, you know, and it might not be the one everybody's talking about. Like, that's the thing is, like, every season there's 2 or 3 shows that are getting, maybe even 5 or 6 shows that are going to get majorly talked about in the anime community, and like a lot of people will look at like what's coming out as what's getting talked about, and it's just like, you know, the stuff that appeals to those more niche interests is probably only getting talked about in more niche communities, you know, where like why am I sub to you? What is going on? You probably have watched some of my videos before. I would think. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you mean by you think the weebs took over and the otaku are left out specifically. Like, if you mean that like worldwide anime fans are having more of an impact on what's getting made, I don't even think that's true. I think the most impact that the worldwide like community of anime fans ever had on anime getting made was in like the early 2000s. I do not know what I am. Okay, cool, that worked. Interesting. Shit, I'm morbing. Just as I thought. What is this? What did you do to me? Uh-oh. Oh, fuck, she's a firing the laser. Okay, so I guess I just have to wait till... Okay, there's an ATB bar in the top left. That's what I'm waiting on. Cool. I don't know how I shot twice. Oh, okay, I guess it's depending on the timing my button presses. Yeah, that's cool. Ooh. Our bodies are communicating with each other. What? Communicating what? What do you want? The more you use the power, the more you will become like me. Power? What power? Who are you? Probably going to be a lot of dialogue in this game. I don't know if I want to voice all of it. What are weebs and otakus? Well, otaku is a phrase referring to hardcore anime fans, usually people who are hardcore into anime culture. It's a term originating from the late 80s, originally as a derogatory term, but then you know, the community sort of took it and ran with it as like a self-effacing badge of honor. Like, yeah, we're a bunch of nerds, we're otaku, but like we're really passionate about shit. And then because there was a OVA made by Gainax called Otaku no Video in like 1990 that sung the, you know, that basically was like a lifestyle exploration of the otaku. An American anime fan, or weeb as you might call them, which I'll get into where that comes from momentarily, founded an entire anime convention called Otakon on the basis of the Otaku no Video, you know, giving us the word otaku. So, what the fuck am I doing right now in this game? But yeah, so the phrase otaku spread in the West largely, I think, because of Otakon, and it was more of just like meaning, yeah, I like anime. Like, whereas the implication in Japan was more like you are a maniac, you are like obsessive. And there was also a guy who went on like a murdering rampage at one point in the early 2000s who was an otaku, so they made a big deal out of him being like the otaku killer. So it was sort of stigmatized for a while. But then there was this multimedia franchise called Train Man about this otaku who falls in love with a woman, based on a true story of based on him asking 2channel, the biggest message board in Japan, for like advice on. I do not know where the fuck I am supposed to go. If anybody knows where I'm meant to go, please let me know. Gary always says, using my $7 Substack fee to say mint salad as oh, I just had to walk that way. Okay. Mint salad as She-Thor and She-Hulk in the same movie. I would also be down for that. I think Mint would be an amazing Thor. I think she'd be an amazing She-Hulk. I think she should just be a superhero in a movie for sure. She-Hulk would probably be more in her range, if I'm being honest. Jump down. Andy Lou with $6.90. Nice 69 there. Domo arigatou gozaimasu. Don't know if anybody already asked this, but do you plan to watch Shin Ultraman? Absolutely. Absolutely. At the earliest convenience that I can. Hideaki Anno is my favorite director, probably. Between Evangelion and Karekano alone, that would be the case. Shin Gojira is one of my favorite movies. Yeah, I like everything he's done. So absolutely I plan to watch Shin Ultraman. And if I come up with something to say about it, I definitely will. I probably will make a video about Shin Godzilla eventually, because I love that movie. And I've been watching a lot more live action movies and trying to develop the ability to talk about them. Similarly to why I'm approaching horror, like, there's just certain massive aspects of culture that I've always been kind of avoidant of, because, like, I've just been very much stuck to cartoons and especially anime. But I feel like, you know, I still, as much as I still enjoy, like, talking about anime and especially covering the most popular stuff just because I'm interested in seeing why people, like, why this, you know, like, why would this be the one that gets popular? You know, like, I feel like I need to consume lots of media from other stuff in order to broaden my perspective. And then, like, even when I talk about anime, I'd be able to talk about it in more depth, you know, if I have more perspective to bring from other media. Especially talking about stuff like Hideaki Anno's creations, where he takes lots of influence from other media and isn't strictly an anime fan. And so it's like, I would understand his work better, even just by investigating, like, old tokusatsu, you know? But lately I've been watching new tokusatsu in the form of Marvel movies, because I got a Disney Plus login, and so I've been catching up on all the MCU I missed out on over the last fucking 15 years. And most of it I like more than I expected to, honestly. Though not Thor. Thor 1 was okay, Thor 2 was unwatchable. I've heard Thor 3 is great, though, so. Alright, well, this is fucking trippy. Oh, shit. Here we go. On some John Carpenter type shit here. Ooh, stay away, big spooky rat. Got him. But that took almost all my bullets. Oh, I got 6. Cool. Lux Malin with $5 dropped this adorable sticker with a, like, cute little Shiba Inu painting. Let me see what that says. Number 1. Thank you very much. That's fucking adorable. I had to look at it really closely. Jesus, did Eve do that one to that rat? What's going on here? Blah. I'm getting tongue-tied trying to read this fucking dialogue. Uh-oh, this door actually opened. Oh. Molten corpses. I was still answering that question someone had about otaku and weebs, just because I wanted to be informative to anybody who doesn't know this stuff. But yeah, like, pretty much summarized the history of otaku, but weeaboo is a thing that comes from 4chan. I don't actually remember how the, like, phrase came together, like if it's a shortening of something, but it just refers to basically Japanophiles, like Americans who want to be Japanese, especially those who like walk around in kimonos carrying, you know, katanas and all that kind of stuff. But it generally just has come to mean like any Western or non-Japanese even anime fan as a derogatory term. But not unlike otaku itself, there are people like me who are very like, yeah, whatever, I'm weeb trash, you know. I mean, that's kind of Trash Taste's whole MO. It's like, yes, we are trash, so it's okay. We can be trash. Was I talking to that corpse just now? Or was I just like soliloquizing at it? I was kind of not entirely paying attention when I first started the conversation. This dress is iconic, I agree. Anonymous, I am concerned that you might be addicted to saying morb. I'm worried about how many times you might have typed the word morb today. Oh, I got ammo. I almost just said morb apropos of nothing. I was reading the chat, turned over to the screen, and my head was so full of morb because of the fact that I already have, you know, as part of the new Void Gazers podcast, we have our theme song, Void, 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 Void. And so every time Bird and I see Morbius memes, we're like, morb, morb, morb. So that was going through my brain. I don't need this poison, alright? I don't want Morbius to get to a point of cultural relevance where people actually start having to watch Morbius. That's obviously what they're trying to do, and I'm not okay with it. Because Jared Leto sucks. And I think the biggest reason that movie bombed is that there's a big cultural push against that guy right now, you know? People are like, oh, this guy's kind of a creep, we don't like him that much. You know, he kind of sucks, and his movies are bad. And nobody wants to morb. And then Sony was like, alright, our movie's bombing. Let's morb it out. It's really morbin time now. Like, they had to have known that that is the marketing campaign that would resonate with people, but that it just was not something they could use. Like the tone of the movie, the way they're trying to promote it, they can't promote it with it's morbin time. But at the same time, as soon as the movie bombed, they had to just be like, okay, like, it's morbin time. Come on, everybody, we gotta morb this out. Like, we really gotta morb this. Like, if we don't morb hard right now, there's no morbin future for us. It is a little surprising this game has never gotten a live action adaptation, but thank God. No reason to think that would have gone well. Now, if it were to happen today, I might be like, okay, you know, for somebody to resurrect this property, they probably care about it. So it might be, I mean, I guess I would have to see what the marketing looked like, but can I speak in red? What the hell does that mean? Oh, like in Umineko? Is that the joke? Sorry. God, I need to actually play the Umineko games because I'm gonna get questions like this for the rest of my life, and at some point. But at the same time, I feel like the longer I keep baiting out the fact that I haven't played them, the more of an event it'll be when I actually do. Did I not want to go back here? Was there a forward I could have gone? Okay, I guess I still know she's down there. Apologies to anybody for whom it is frustrating to watch me not know what I'm doing in this game. I only ever saw the first Resident Evil movie, and I remember thinking it was okay. It's not very similar to Resident Evil, though, so, like, you know, it's a fine as a movie, but not really a Resident Evil movie. I think maybe I did see Resident Evil 2, because that's the one with Nemesis. And that one does seem like closer. Well, I haven't actually played Resident Evil 3, but just from like the videos I've seen of it, that seems like it was actually closer to a Resident Evil 3 adaptation than the first one was to a Resident Evil 1 adaptation. Why did I choose the Golden Witch title then? So it is based on Umineko, but I've only seen the anime. At the time, my good friend Marcus had just he had just seen that show. We had both been fans of Higurashi already, so he watched Umineko and was really into it and got me and my brother Victor to watch it. And so this was in 2011, and because we all liked the show and we were all starting a band together, I was like, let's call it Trial of the Golden Witch, which is the name of one of the episodes of the show. And, you know, we'll name ourselves after characters from it. And I was not initially Trixie or Beatrice or anything like that. But, okay, so I just needed to pick up that key off that corpse. I guess I hadn't interacted with it correctly before. But yeah, eventually, once I gender transitioned, then I realized that, you know, I'd been using the name Trial of the Golden Witch for my music all this time, and then I found out that later into the visual novels, the Golden Witch is revealed as trans, and therefore I was like, okay, that's perfect. Like, I've already been using this name for a decade, and the character represents me in this unique way, but I have been intimidated by the length of the visual novels such that I have not been willing to actually try to play through them all. Because I generally don't like the format of visual novels that much. Lux Malin with $4.99. Don't worry, arigato gozaimasu. Big fan here. I've sent you through email a 73-page script for my 3+1 Ava fan manga. I'd love you read it and your thoughts on my writing and plot. Well, if you're asking me to do that right now on stream, that's too much to do for a $5 super chat, but I can give it a shot. I'll give it a check out. You said you emailed it to me, right? Let's see here. Evangelio. Okay, well, I'm not having an easy time finding this. Oh, it's probably on the other email. Yeah, I can check that out and I'll get back to you through email, but I don't do any like reading something for a rant request. Like I'll rant about stuff that I have seen or you know, like have an opinion about already, but I'm not consuming things in exchange for super chats. But I'll give it a look nonetheless. Now I need to figure out where to go, because I'm lost. Oh, I guess I unlocked this door now. I wish there was like an indicator over like each door had maybe like a title over it, and I ran directly back out. Getting back into that PS1 gaming mindset of how things work. I did the same mistake. I keep trying to go over to that cloth that's on the wall and check it, but you can't probably even interact with that, so I don't know why I'm bothering. Oh, mirror. Looks Malin with $2. Domo arigato gozaimasu. Oh, not on stream, Lamau. I just wanted to send you dollars. No, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And for the other $2 also. Is Utena going to be the R or the U in my anime alphabet? I might make it the R. I don't remember what I have. Hold on, let me look. Because the show in Japanese is called Shoujo Kakume Utena. And I intend to do for S Shingeki no Kyojin. So I'm going to look at my anime alphabet list and find out. Anime alphabet letter possibilities. It does look like I have Utena down for R. I don't know how many of these I want to spoil. Some of them have changed. But the next one's going to be Lucky Star. That's the next episode. After, I mean, not after Eureka 7's done, because that's going to take a while. But it is the next one to release. It's sequentially. Suspicious Diary. I don't think this lady's medication is working. Or maybe she's just not actually taking it. Yeah, I guess it could just be that the medication is just drugs. She's just calling it medication. That seems to be Aya here's take on that dialogue. I've written some of my Lucky Star script already. It's probably going to be one of the shorter episodes, thankfully, considering that Eureka 7 ballooned into some kind of obscene commitment. Ooh. That sounded like Linkin Park. It sounded like she was playing In the End. That sounded a lot like the piano riff from the start of In the End. I wish she was still playing it so that you could all hear what I'm talking about. She is morbid. Damn it. What an awful cultural moment to be a part of. The day for the mitochondria to be free has finally arrived. Now that is a screen cap moment right there. Kiralu with $5. Domo arigatou gozaimasu. Trixie, why do you always stream at different times? Lol. It really just depends on my availability. Today, I woke up pretty late, so I woke up like probably like less than an hour before Bird got home from work, and then that was about an hour from the showing I wanted to go to of Everything Everywhere All at Once. Yeah, that's what it is, right? Yeah. Wait, no. Everything Everywhere All at Once. Yeah, anyway, I went and saw that, and it was good, and I just died. How far back will that send me? I don't even remember saving. Is that something I could just do? Was there like a book I wrote in or something that was a save? Continue. Slot 1. 55 minutes. That sounds promising. That's about how long this stream's been, right? Stream's been 32 minutes, but I had it sitting there on the like starting screen for a while before I started. Okay, it was that telephone was a save point. I'm pretty sure I have to collect all these fucking keys and do all that shit I just did again. Not leave the room because I needed the thing on the fucking guy. But yeah, so I saw that movie, and then we got home and made dinner, and then Bird was like, I'm gonna go to bed soon, so let's throw on Iron Man. Or first we finished Captain Marvel because we had started that last night, and then we were like, let's throw on Iron Man until I pass out, and then we watched all of Iron Man, and then he passed out, and then it was like 11 o'clock, and Mint Salad was premiering her video at 11:30, and I didn't want to start streaming and interrupt her stream, or interrupt her premiere rather, so I decided to wait till after midnight. And I also am very curious, and I'm doing the stream partly as an experiment in this time slot. The reason I waited till it was specifically after 12 is because I'm curious about how YouTube counts when the month ends, because basically the way that YouTube works is that all of the money I make during a month I get on the 22nd day of the next month. So all the money that I made through all of May will come to me on June 22nd. But I don't know if because right now for me it's June 1st. It is currently 1 a.m. It's about to be 1 a.m. in a minute on June 1st. But YouTube's office is in California, which is 3 hours behind. So basically, I want to find out, will the money that I make during, from midnight to 3 a.m. come to me in June, or will it come to me in July? That's the experiment we're all running right now. So whatever money I make within the next 2 hours is a part of this experiment. Yes, Mint's release was fun. I was really promoting it heavily, and it got up to like 18 viewers on the premiere, which is more than I've seen on a premiere on that channel, so I was happy about that. They're getting close to monetization. In order to monetize on YouTube, you need like 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours or something like that, which is kind of fucking preposterous. Like, it's a lot of lost ad revenue that could have been made. Like, every single video that's on the channel could have been monetized, and with that number of views, they'd have made at least like, I don't know, $100 or something. But yeah, like, that's just money that doesn't exist because you can't actually monetize until you hit that watch hour count. So they're getting closer and closer, especially with the recent videos are getting more views, because Mint has truly embraced the titty, and just her thumbnails have started drawing in a crowd. I appreciate it. I appreciate the confidence radiating out of her. Sia Seraphis? Seraphis, right? Probably. Anyway. Good night. Who is this psychopath streaming at 1 a.m. in the morning? I mean, that's not unusual for me. I used to do a live stream show that ran alternately from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. or from 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. For years, twice a week, called The Pub Crawl. Seraph Give. Okay. Fist. Oh wait, it just corrected you. It messed with you with the autocorrect. Alright, let's fight the in the end playing wasp lady again. It definitely sounds like in the end. Did Mike Shinoda or Mr. Han hear this melody in this game and steal it? Maybe. Game came out in 1998. In the end, probably 2001? Something like that. Although I think it was probably written a little bit before that. It's also possible the melody's not as similar as I think it is. Oh, I got slapped. How do I use like a potion? There we go. Cool. Wasn't expecting bullet hell. Ah. Did I do it? No. Looks like you still need some time, girl. Until your mitochondria is completely free. Mitochondria? What are you saying? I don't understand you. You tripping. Uh-oh. Creepy doctor. Hello. To HeyMate124 says, I missed a pub crawl. Do you still talk with Cider? I have not heard from him in quite a while. Don't really know what he's up to, but I assume he's just working. Because he had gotten really busy at the last time I'd talked to him. I probably should have gone back to the save point before I went through this suspicious hole in the ground. Heavenly Gate. Well, this is neat. Like, this is wasp women. These are... Thank you, Kira. Thank you. Oh, boy. Uh-oh. This fucking battle music is chill as fuck, though. Like, it's so nice. And then it's got that kind of action bass that kicks in eventually, but it's still groovy and smooth. Something I could probably listen to 100 times, 1,000 times, whatever it would be. I'm getting sick of it. Oh shit, I'm about to die. Oh, god fucking damn it. Why didn't I go back and save when I had the chance? Why did I just assume that the game would be forgiving and give me another save point up ahead? This is a 1998 Squaresoft game. I really need to get my head into the space of what I'm dealing with here. Fucking A. At least I saved right before the boss fight. But why didn't I save right after the boss fight? This is a horror game. Truly. Truly, I'm feeling the horror. I'm finally appreciating the tonal significance. At least we get to hear in the end again. What's up, beautiful people? What's up yourself, Jaywalker? We're having a good time playing Parasite Eve. About to fight this boss for the 3rd time. Because I am a fool who doesn't save after a boss fight. Anonymous with $5. I gotta hit the hay. Don't let the social engineers win, everyone. Resist the morb. It's a forced inorganic meme. Thank you. You've redeemed your constant morbing. By reminding everyone of the scheme. Don't do it. Don't morb. Watching Morbius is what it means to morb too hard. Alright? So you don't ever morb so hard that you actually watch Morbius. The fucking mitochondria. Yeah, 3D Toho is fun. Although it's a little frustrating. It's a little difficult to get the angles down, but no worse than anything I dealt with in goddamn Nier. Alright, creepy doctor man, I don't care about this. I already saw it. Can I make this go by faster? Let's go back and save. I don't know why I didn't... Like, I even thought, like, well, the ability to go back might mean that that's the only save point. But, let's see what happens. Foolishness. That was the wrong goddamn door. Is this on Steam? I think it is. I'm not playing it on Steam right now, but I do think Parasite Eve is on Steam. Maybe not, because the site I got this from mostly hosts Abandonware. Let me check that out. I will find out for myself. Not that you couldn't. Actually, I'm not logged in, so fuck that. It's up to you. It's all on you, boy. I'm not, well, okay. I was gonna say I'm not gonna assume your gender, but your name is Mr. Man, so it's all on you, boy. Ikaruga is extremely hard. Wow! Blink and you'll miss it suddenly with $50. Happy early birthday, Trixie. Who is the most beautiful anime girl and guy in your opinion? Straight up gorgeous. And which ones have the full package? Okay. Fuck. Wow. Thank you. My birthday is August 8th, so very early, but that's all fine. Gorgeous. Violet Evergarden came to mind right away. Like, because when I think gorgeous, I don't necessarily think, like, hot. Because whenever I'm, like, thinking about attractive anime characters, there's always, like, okay, Haruhi's really attractive, Tosaka Rin is really attractive, Saber might be more along the lines of beautiful or gorgeous, you know, but, like, Violet Evergarden is, like, Saber, but even more, like, leaned in on the gorgeous aspect, you know, mostly just because she's drawn with more detail. The full package, I really got to think about this, because, like, what I tend to like in female characters is more that they are either relatable or aspirational. So, like, I'm looking at, I guess the full package would be Misato. Misato Katsuragi from Evangelion has the full package. She's gorgeous, she's intelligent, she's, you know, incredibly empathetic. She's got a perfect body, so yeah, I would say amazing voice. Misato Katsuragi has the full package. Hibari-kun from Stop Hibari-kun also kind of has the full package. She's a little young, so we don't really know yet, like, how she's gonna grow up, but she is gorgeous. She's really fun to be around, just like an all-around likable character. I see Hibari-kun as sort of similar to Sana Kurata, who's one of my favorite characters, but Sana is, like, literally a kid. She's not gorgeous. She's cute. She's a cute child actress, but, like, we can't really say what... I think there is, like, another show where she's grown up, but she pretty much looks the same. So it's not really, what I would call gorgeous. So yeah, I guess my answer is gonna be most beautiful Violet Evergarden, but most complete package Misato Katsuragi. That's where I'm going with this. Tosaka Rin is also up there. Tosaka Rin is pretty close to the complete package. So yeah, I would say those are my top picks. And thank you again. The very generous donation. Very helpful to my experiment. It will be really evident to me, you know, when I see the money I get at the end of the month, whether or not, you know, this stream contributed to what I make in June or July that I was talking about earlier. Okay, let's finally fucking make progress without losing to this boss, as I have saved. Guys? To whom? Did I say you guys? To the chat? You everybody. I should never... Considering my chat is probably, like, 50-50 on the gender identity spectrum. We can win 3D Toho. Actually, this is just regular Toho. Oh, which anime guys are hot? Oh, I totally left out the guys. I missed that you had said that. Shit. Okay, well, let me go back. This is actually tougher because there's not a lot of anime guys that I consider gorgeous. That I'm like, so I'm looking at my favorite characters and like the guys I've got on here. I've got Yusuke Urameshi, and that's mostly because I think he has like the best character arc. I've got Toya, the brother from Cardcaptor Sakura, because he's just an incredible person. He is contextually gorgeous, but not really like, I don't know, I don't think he's drawn that well, like, to look particularly gorgeous. And I have Shiroi from Log Horizon in here, who I also wouldn't consider gorgeous, but he's got every other part of the package, you know. He's great. But let me think. Who's like the hottest anime guy? I'm just not nearly as attracted to anime guys as anime girls, I guess. Griffith is beautiful. Griffith is beautiful in a very feminine way. Guts is really is I wouldn't call him beautiful or gorgeous, but he is attractive. Closer to my type probably than a Griffith. Let's see. The problem is that anime guys are always just drawn so generically. So like, I mean, there's obviously shows that are about having gorgeous guys in them, but I don't tend to watch as many of them because not as many of them are good. This is a real struggle for me, and I'm like kind of tripping on it because I know there's anime guys. Oh, Eren Yeager. I just clicked over and saw Shingeki no Kyojin. Harlock is a good answer, Kira Lu. Because Sharon's a little too pretty for... He's a little too, like... smooth. I don't know. Harlock is really cool, though. I don't know if I'd call him beautiful. Eren Yeager is gorgeous. Especially as an adult. And, yeah, not young Eren, mind you. I'm talking about long-haired, season 4, badass, done with everything, psychopathic, fucking literally Hitler version of Eren Yeager is pretty gorgeous. Pretty drop-dead beautiful. Is he the complete package? He's kind of a massive piece of shit monster. So I don't know about that. Oh, the guy from I've only seen the first 2 episodes of Sasaki to Miyano, which is a boys' love story. They're really cute, but I don't know about gorgeous or beautiful. I'm gonna just put my money down on Eren for now. Sigma male icon Eren, yeah. L Laliet, he's too... L is like... I would be friends with L. I wouldn't date L. I'm scrolling through my anime list right now, like looking at I don't know why I'm looking at seasonals instead of looking just at the list of shows I've actually seen. Hold on. We're getting to the bottom of this, all right? Because this is important. I have to establish for myself, like, how do I identify what I consider attractive male anime characters, and why are they so rare? Why are there so few that I can think of? Maybe it's just because there's such a focus on, like, high schoolers in anime, and it's just not enough, like, men, you know? If that says anything about my taste in men. Oh, Lugosi from Beastars. Just to go full furry on you all. But Lugosi from Beastars is really handsome. And he has a great personality, so I would consider him a full package. Who else? My answers can't, half of them can't be furry. I can't only have 2 answers and one of them be a furry, so I have to keep searching. Kamina's like too dorky for me. Especially because people who I grew up around were influenced by Kamina. So, like, it would be too much like dating my little brother as a teenager, you know? Like, Ed Elric is... he's not my type. He's kinda short. Maybe someone from Watanabe's shows. They're just... none of them are particularly attractive. They're all cool. They're all people I, like, would more admire or, like... I can't really see even being friends with them. They're not very human-like characters, usually. They're usually very particular people with their own way of life. In the realm of, like, pretty boys, Lelouch from Code Geass is pretty good looking. He's pretty nice. And he's got, you know, he's got an exciting personality. He's definitely a lot better looking than Light from Death Note. Light's a little too, like, you know, light. A little too much of a sociopath. Whereas Lelouch is just the right amount of a sociopath. Crollo Lucifer? Interesting. A little bit too much of that, like, cult leader look for me. Like, he's got that very open expression. It's kind of creepy, you know? A little creepy. Devilman is kind of hot. Akira Fudo's not, but Devilman is kind of hot. That's where I'm at, by the way. I'm scrolling through my completed list on Mao. Is there a character I would consider attractive in Dragon Ball? Nothing comes to mind right away. Maybe Piccolo? He's kind of green, though. Not that I'm racist against, you know, Namekians, but I don't know what they're working with functionally, you know? Not that that necessarily would stop me. I just gotta know. I gotta know more facts than I know is all I'm trying to say. Alright, well... Oh, Holland from Eureka 7. By the end of the series, he's a very good guy. And he's pretty handsome, and, you know, Keiji Fujiwara has a great voice. It's a shame that he is no longer with us, because I would have loved to hear him forever. Tamaki from Uran, he's too young, too dorky. Zap from Blood Blockade Battlefront, that's the white-haired dude, right? Yeah, he's like very Guilty Gear style character design. Very cool. But like, I don't know. I'm not necessarily attracted to cool specific. Like, there's a type of cool I like, but it's more of a like a natural cool rather than a like, oh, I wear, you know, or well, I like cool outfits too, but it's hard to put it. I guess laid back is what I mean. Like something that's cool is more of like a natural state as opposed to like an effort being made to be a certain way, you know? Am I out of bullets? What's going on? Am I fucked? Oh, I have a club. Perfect. Lou with $1.50 and a sticker of a hot dog. Thank you. Now I want to eat a hot dog. I went to so I saw Everything Everywhere All at Once at AMC Theater today. And the reason I went to see it at AMC Theater is that Bird and I shop at Costco, and at Costco they sell a thing where it's $36. And you get 2 movie tickets and $20 in concession ticket. So I was like, well, okay, that's like $50 worth of shit for $36. And granted, like, I'm somebody who wouldn't buy concessions if not for this deal, you know, because I know concessions are ridiculously overpriced at movie theaters. But I was like, hey, $36, that's like $6 more than the price of the tickets. So if we get more than $6 worth of concessions out of it, it'll have been worth it. Now, what would I consider to be worth $6? A bag of popcorn, a big bag of popcorn, and a tall drink. I would, you know, like a large drink and a big bag of popcorn would be worth $6 to me. So I feel I got my money's worth, but the actual cost of a big bucket of popcorn and a large drink is $18. So yes, I used all 20, or you know, almost all $20 of the concession ticket to get the $6 value that I paid for. It's just really fucking funny. I got there and I'm like, okay, we've got 2 tickets and $20 worth of popcorn and soda, which is a very normal amount of popcorn and soda. Okay, well, I wouldn't say it was a very normal amount of popcorn and soda, actually. They were both pretty large, but, you know, normal for movie theater. Not normal to be $18. Also, the movie was technically 30% off at $3.10, which is when we went to see it. So I would have had a discount. Nonetheless, I got my money's worth. I enjoyed the movie. Bird fell asleep through about an hour of the midsection. Didn't really miss anything that he needed to have seen and understood the ending. I feel like I should go back and save before I even fucking progress into this place. Oh, does the battle... Oh, the battle respawns. Oh, no. Oh, I shouldn't have got so close. Languid Landscape Lab with $5. Actually, I'll read that after I fucking fight this stupid frog. God damn it, he really hits you quick with that shit. do I think of Conqueror of Shambhala's OP and Psychopath's second OP? Just asking since they're my favorites. By Conqueror of Shambhala's OP, do you mean the Gypsy song on the cart? Because that is really good. I remember being like, wow, I did not expect this, and I'm feeling it. Ultimately, that's, like, I don't remember that movie very well. I was very confused and kind of lost attention as I was watching it, but I do remember the song being cool. But I've only heard it the one time when I was watching the movie. I haven't, like, gone back and listened to it or anything like that. As for Psychopath's second OP, 'cause I feel I can always show my everything to you. If this moment was for me, I try to hear, lend my ear, voices inside, one link to join it all. If I can. Yeah, I like it. It's really good. No, the one with the opening credits? I don't remember that. Unfortunately. But yeah, 'Cause I Feel is legendary. Not just a great song, but amazing visuals as well. Definitely in my top 10 OPs of all time. Though I don't love the song as much as I love Abnormalize. Abnormalize is like a favorite of mine. And it got me into Ling Toss My Segure. What the hell happened to me here? What is going on here? Oh. What the fuck is... Why isn't it changing here? Can I not leave? I guess I can't leave. Do I have to fight the fucking frog again? Please don't make me fight the fucking frog again. I don't wanna fight the fucking frog again. Hey, I made it to the little girl who was at the theater. In my dreams. Wait, little girl, don't go. Welp. You blew it. Give me the box. Offense +1. Should probably investigate what that does. Here we go. So, now I'm wondering, is this gun just better than the other gun? Is there a reason to keep using the other one if I have this one? This is attack 12, range 51, bullet 6. Yeah, it's just better. Okay. Good to know. We will use the offense +1 on that gun. Beautiful. We'll also take a medicine since I'm very low on health. Amazing. Okay. Playing it like a video game. Night Otaku says, okay, free rant. I'm buying a free rant. Here's nothing, please, thank you. Please, here's nothing, rant, please, thank you, rather. Use the one you think is fun. I'm doing it. I'm ranting about nothing. It looks like there's a... Yeah, there we go. Game makes me want to listen to Slipknot. Anybody remember how the first Resident Evil movie was cut into the Slipknot music video for My Plague? I know why you hate me. I know why you hate yourself. Anybody remember that song? Well, in the music video, they had scenes from Resident Evil first movie. Getting up close definitely matters, but it's also dangerous and difficult. You just gotta be ace and not like right. Really love the fight music and how it goes in and out. It's so smooth. Do I have the key? Oh, I can save here. Incredible. Yig is gay? That's true. Thank you, Shit. This is the gayest channel on YouTube, I would dare say. That can't be true. I follow James Somerton, and that whole channel is just about being gay, so this can't be gay. But it is the most LGBT channel on YouTube. This channel has lesbian, bi, gay, and trans representation, all through me personally. Kira Lou with $2. Does this game predate Resident Evil? I don't think so. This came out in '98. I'm gonna look it up. Resident Evil. Resident Evil, otherwise known as Biohazard. The first one came out in '96, so yeah, this definitely was a result of Resident Evil, I would say. Shurik with €10. Thank you very much. Domo arigatou gozaimasu. Hey Trixie, I came out as NB/bi a week ago after almost 20 years in the closet. Wow. I feel incredible, and you were one of several positive influences that got me to this point, so thank you for being you. I'm really happy to hear that. I'm proud of you. I, spent my whole life in closets, so I appreciate it a lot. It's not an easy thing. I really, really, really wish I could have, I wish I could have recognized everything and come out way sooner. And I do. It's funny with all these multiverse movies coming out, it really gets you thinking about, the other possibilities for yourself. And, before I had moved away, there was a period where I lived in Virginia Beach in one house for 4 years, and that was the most, stable part of my life, even though I actually switched schools in that period, and it damaged a lot of my friendships. But I had transferred back into the main school. Thank you, Kiralu, with the 150 and the rainbow sticker. I transferred back into the school that the kids from my neighborhood went to, and my two best friends at the time, I did not know were gay. Everyone else did, or at least thought so, because they were very stereotypically gay. One of them was the one who introduced me to this game. A friend of mine who lived across the street from me in a cul-de-sac and was really into horror. And Missy Elliott, which is how I got into her so big time. But yeah, him and my other best friend, both of them, most of their friends were girls, and I was terrified to talk to girls because whenever I was around girls, they kind of either treated me like I don't know, I didn't want people to think I was a girl. So when I hung out with girls, I saw that as making me look like I was a girl. These two guys were hanging out with girls. Both of them eventually came out, but I didn't know them anymore by that point. And had I gone to the middle school I was supposed to go to with those two, which was like a newly built, hyper modern school, I think like probably it would have been enough of a sort of liberal environment, and I would have been around the people who would have made me realize that I was at the very least a part of the LGBT, you know, or they would have gotten to a point where they would have not hung out with me if I wasn't okay with them being gay, you know, because my stance on it at the time was just like, all I knew of being gay was that it was something you didn't want to be. So when they were called gay, I'd always defend them and say, no, they're not, because, you know, they weren't out of the closet or anything. So as far as I understood, that was just something they didn't want to be, you know. I'd like to think I would have supported them had they been out, but in fact I know I would have supported them had they been out, but I just didn't have any perspective on it at the time to think that that was something that was true of them when they weren't saying it. So, you know, I didn't end up ever getting back into like a comfortable environment where there were people around me that I felt like I could communicate those kinds of feelings with, you know. All the friends I made were people who were accepting, but none of them were gay or were LGBT, so at least not openly or not to their own understanding, you know. So I didn't have anybody to communicate those kinds of feelings with and come to any kind of understanding. Should I save before this encounter? Probably. Good thinking. I do believe the save point was... I guess I can't go back. But I think I saved like just now, right? Because there was that little device before I went through that door. But yeah, so basically, you know, I think that if when I was like 14 and I went through puberty and I really realized, like, I realized at that point that, like, I didn't want to be a man. I didn't want this body. I felt like this complete disconnect from who I had been before, and it was like, it was a really traumatizing experience, and that was really where I started to, you know, push my emotions away and become somebody else. But like, you know, and when the trans movement started online, it was so connected to social justice, which I was opposed to, that I just didn't even allow myself to really explore it and get to understand the rhetoric and the stuff that people are talking about that, you know, would have made me understand where I was at. So it just took so long. It took so long for me to see myself in what should have been a very obvious light, but I don't know, it took a certain amount of experience for me to get there, I guess. Mike Hunt with Australian $5. Domo arigatou gozaimasu. I worked selling manga at one point in my life. I was unable to successfully pitch Ranma 1/2 to trans customers. Is any thoughts on why? I think Ranma would probably be less appealing to somebody who has already transitioned or already knows they're trans than to somebody who doesn't know yet. Like, for me, Ranma was a part of how I recognized my own transness and how it was pointed out to me, because when I read it, I wanted the power. I wanted to be able to freely transform between a man and a woman. And the only reason that I felt that I wanted to still be able to turn back into a man is that that's the experience I've had and understand. You know, like, I don't know what it would mean to turn into a woman that I wouldn't want to turn back, you know, like if I physically was actually capable of that complete transformation. So that kind of that wishy-washiness of like, well, I can't really say I understand the experience of having been born a woman, you know, so that's what kept me in the closet for so long, was like, well, I don't understand how to bridge that gap. But when I talked about that publicly, then people looked at that and went like, well, this is like, you're talking about gender fluidity, like you're talking about wanting to, like, you're talking about feeling different genders that you want to go back and forth between, like there's a word for that. And that was what really made me recognize the trans community and find myself involved in that and realize where I was at. But yeah, like I think that because Mike says I wanted the power so I could, and yeah, I think that's what Takahashi's playing on with the manga. I think what made it work for me is that Ranma doesn't care about being a woman. Ranma's not enticed by the body, he's like, as far as Ranma's concerned, being a woman is basically just the same thing as being a man, except that it's inconvenient in certain ways, And so Ranma would prefer to be male all the time, but, just doesn't really see being a woman as that different of an experience. And I think that was an important part for me because, the girl who she's... Akane, right? That's the girl's name, who she meets in the first episode, is afraid of men, but has a very, like, masculine attitude. She's very tomboyish, she's, like, fighting, she's aggressive, but she wants to be treated like a woman. She does not want to be treated like she's manly, but, like, there's not a lot of men who are, like, capable of treating her that way because most of them are, just dumbasses who are chasing her the wrong way, I guess. But like, oh Jesus, he fucking ran at me. Get to that other rant after I concentrate on this boss for a moment. God damn. It's hard as shit. It seems like I'm doing so little damage that I'm wondering if I'm doing something wrong or I'm already out of bullets. Fuck. And he does a shitload of damage. Fucking am hurting myself more trying to get close to him to hit him than I'm doing damage when I hit him. Oh my god. This seems like a little much. I'm really hoping he just has like very little health or something. God damn it. Out of fucking medicines. I have a scan ability, so I guess I can find out. Oh, Jesus. No, not that. That didn't tell me anything. The scan told me nothing. Okay, well... that was really hard, and I don't know what I could have done to make it less hard. Oh, let's look at the super chat request we've got here. MNM with 15 shekels. Good morning. Rant about Zelda. What are the best games? What makes this type of games work? How should it progress in future games? I love Zelda. I've loved most of the franchise. Ocarina of Time was the first game that ever like really meant something to me, I guess, because like I'd been playing video games for maybe a year or two up to that point. I tried to play it one time and like I didn't like to read, so I didn't know what the fuck to do. But I watched my cousin play it and read him the strategy guide, and I specifically remember that long expositional cutscene you get when let me turn down this game volume a little bit. Realizing that's kind of loud. There's this long ass cutscene. Thank you, Kierley, with the $2 and the GG. Where it's like the like Sage of Time. He takes you in the Temple of Time and he just like dumps everything about what's happening. And I think it's probably only like 5 to 10 minutes long, but to me at the time it felt like an hour-long cutscene, and it blew my mind because even though like I was kind of bored, at the same time it was just so much information. I'd never seen a story with that much information at the time. Like, none of the games I'd really gotten into had stories, pretty much. And so it got so serious and dark, it was just shocking. And I had similar feelings towards Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, with Shadow dying at the end and all. I was like, holy shit, this is real drama. It got me crying and shit, got me emotionally affected. So, following from that, it was actually a long time before I saw somebody play through all of Wind Waker. Like, everything from Ocarina on up until, here, I'm going to look at a list of Zelda games. I'm just going to go through these in the order they came out and then talk about like what year I played them rather than trying to remember the order I played them in, because that's going to get confusing for me really fast. The Legend of Zelda. Alright, give me a list of all game. Where the fuck is just a list of game? Here we go. Okay. So, The Legend of Zelda. The first one in like 2012 or 13, no, 2013, because it was when I first started live streaming. I was binging Zelda games, so I played through the first game at that time. I love it. I would give it like an 8 out of 10. It's still really fun to play to this day. It's the kind of game that, you know, invites you to sort of like take different paths through it, to memorize it, to really learn your way around that world, and figure out how best to take advantage of all the different stuff there to make it easier for yourself. Zelda 2 is a waking nightmare. It's way too hard for me, though I did enjoy watching Danny Sexbang play through it on Game Grumps. A Link to the Past I also beat at the same time as the first game around then, and I would also give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's really solid. It feels a little glidey, and there's parts where I just like hate the enemy layouts and arrangements and stuff. Like it felt like it was just like I don't know, harder than it needed to be on the combat end. Mostly because you can get stun locked so easily. But yeah, I still like it. It's a good game. And then Link's Awakening I really enjoyed. I would also probably give that an 8 out of 10. The main problem is the item switching, and somehow they didn't fix that on the Switch version as far as I know. I didn't beat the Switch version yet, though. I only played a little bit of it. Ocarina of Time, I would give it 10 out of 10. Still love that game to this day. It's just endlessly fun to explore. The music is god tier. The environmental, just like, I guess environmental storytelling is how I'd put it. Yeah, it's really fucking amazing. Set the standard for 3D adventure games forever. Link's Awakening DX. Actually, that's the one I played, not the original Link's Awakening. So I should clarify that. Majora's Mask, I've still never beat. It's daunting to me because it's a game that like really requires you to get invested, and I haven't sat down to try to do it yet. I've played a little bit of Oracle of Seasons and Ages, not enough to really judge them. Didn't play Four Swords. The Wind Waker is possibly my favorite Wind Waker HD. But I have, like, my biggest problem with the Wind Waker is that it has so much unrealized potential that, like, it feels smaller than it should and more repetitive than it should. And, like, with the way technology has progressed and the way games are now, if you tried to do that exact same game again now, it would be much better. And I don't know if we're ever going to get that, because I think people more so gravitate towards the free open world, open range movement of what we got in Breath of the Wild. And I don't begrudge that. It is probably more fun, but the atmosphere and the story of Wind Waker and everything really grabbed me in a way that didn't as much with Breath of the Wild. Haven't played Four Swords Adventures. I love the Minish Cap. I would give that a 9 out of 10. That's one of my favorites. Just the way that the world change, like you learn your way around and then you see it change because of the actions you take, and that's always something I really love in games in general, and it's just fun to play. Twilight Princess I don't like. I've really tried. I've played through like 10 hours of it probably, and I just don't engage with it. I think it's just like overblown and bloated and not fun. Phantom Hourglass I haven't really played. Spirit Tracks I haven't really played. Skyward Sword I haven't really played. A Link Between Worlds I think I played like half of, and I was enjoying it, but I didn't really aesthetically connect with that game, which was a problem at the time for me. I haven't played Triforce Heroes. Breath of the Wild I beat. I loved it. I would probably also give that a 9 out of 10. Again, I see the potential there for it to be even better, and I really think that it paved the way for Elden Ring, which I greatly appreciate, because that is like my favorite game. I haven't really played Link's Awakening Remake or Skyward Sword Remake or any of these HD remakes, and the Breath of the Wild sequel's not out yet. So yeah, that's sort of my stance. I like where Breath of the Wild took things. I wish it was more like Elden Ring. So hopefully that will bleed back into Zelda. We got a couple more super chats since then. Mick Fatson with $5. Domo arigato gozaimasu. Love PE, godly OST. I love the fleshy monster vibes. Can you rant about biopunk aesthetics and give some examples? I'm researching it for RPG writing. Sure. The best biopunk stuff that I can recommend. Do I still have this video out? Because I have a video called Bizarre Alien Biopunk Manga, but I don't know if it's still available. Yes, it is. Bizarre Alien Biopunk Manga is a recommendation of Tomizawa Hitoshi's manga, the guy who created Alien 9, and he's got some other stuff that's a lot more bizarre and trippy and out there and plays with body horror and biopunk, and that's probably my favorite example. I would also consider like Nazca, though that's, you probably know Nazca, but that's like the queen of biopunk aesthetics in my opinion. But if you're looking for more fleshy monster, I mean, this game seems like it's clearly taking from The Thing, the works of what's his name, the guy who directed it. Well, it was in my mind earlier, and now it's gone. I keep thinking about Cronenberg because he's also known for fleshy monster bio shit, but it's not him. It's the other one. Yeah, I love the OST of this game so far. I've definitely been digging the music. But I am a big fan of biotic punk stuff. I like the fusion of the physical and machines especially. I'd like to see more. I feel like a lot of sci-fi and cyberpunk now is like appreciated by people who want to escape the flesh. And I think we need to make more horror out of trapping them in it and mutating it. Because that's fucked up. Alright, let's move on to the next super chat from Jano Mako with €5. Domo arigato gozaimasu. Rate My Mao, Papula, discovered anime in 2016. Alright, I will go over there. Users. Papula. I should probably switch so that so that you can all see this instead of this video game that I'm not playing and is just repeating. All right, here we go. Populist profile. Okay, your favorites. Mushishi, great show. Kara no Kyokai Movie 7, great movie. One of the 2 best in that series. It's the most emotional, the most thematically resonant, maybe. It's up there. I mean, the 5th one is probably my favorite, but it's pretty close. They're both really good. Aria, the Origination. I've never made it through all of Aria, but I've always heard that it's fantastic. Kill La Kill is one of my favorites. Only Yesterday is a great movie. Glad to see it getting some love. That's one of the less appreciated Ghiblis, I think. Gundam Unicorn. I never finished it, but I've always been interested because it was really good for the first half. F A Tale of Melodies. Interestingly, F A Tale of Memories was my favorite anime when I saw it when it came out. And then I didn't like Melodies. I only watched like 5 episodes, but I think it might be different if I watched it today. It could be that I didn't connect with the characters the same way, possibly because they're just like older or dealing with different traumas than the ones that I related to more from the other show. So, it'd be interesting to revisit. Madoka Magica is obviously great. Hana Monogatari is one of my favorite parts of the Monogatari series. I'm guessing that you're a Kanbaru fan, although she's not in the favorite characters list here. So, and Standalone Complex. All around, this is great taste. These are all things I like, although I haven't seen Aria the Origination. But, and I can't say for sure that I like Melodies. I can't say for sure until I revisit it. But otherwise, these are all good things. I find this an intriguing set of tastes. I'm looking at the manga now. You got Oyasumi Pun Pun, Bloom Into You, and Blame. What a 3 manga choice, because these could not be more dissimilar. You've got like a really dark psychological like mindfuck type like life story manga. Then you've got a really cute, sincere lesbian romance, and then you've got just like wordless action and nonstop explosions and just crazy shit. I don't know anything about this girl from Owari no Seraph or why she's your favorite. Char is a god tier character. I still haven't seen Onisama A. I know a lot of people like this girl from the love comedy show, but I frankly can't even remember anything from that show. This guy rules from Gintama. Boogie Pop rules. Oscar von Ruhenthal rules. Liu's from Kashern Sins rules. I haven't seen Monster. And Haman Karn rules. So, yeah, great fucking taste. Akiyuki Shinbo rules. Tsutomu Nihei rules. Yuki Kajiura is my favorite soundtrack composer. Maya Sakamoto is, if I could, well, I shouldn't even say if I could. I am going to try and to model my voice after her. I want to sound like Maya Sakamoto. And Hayami Sayori, also a great actress. So yeah, this is just all around good taste. The best I could pull from it is some possible, I'm not gonna like try to diagnose somebody based on their anime taste, but I'm noticing a lot of intrigue in the schizotypal dissociative type media, only because it's the stuff I'm interested in. With Boogie Pop being here, Kara no Kyokai, Mushishi is a very dissociative type of experience. Blame is also a very dissociative type of experience, and Pun Pun being this psychological deep dive. Poro Poro is about somebody who has a tendency to dissociate into their memories, so yeah, that's my psychological profiling based on Mal profiles. I hope that's entertaining for you all. Let's move on to the next super chats we've got here. Lady Akemi with $5. Domo arigatou gozaimasu. Can you recommend anime with Elden Ring aesthetic/vibes? Thanks, hope you're doing well. Wolf's Rain sprang into my head in that it's sort of got this like desolate and Kashern Sins. Both of those are shows that are like the world is fucked. Like, we're just in the ruins of a fucked world. They're both aesthetically gorgeous. They're both have amazing soundtracks. So those are the first two things that come to mind. They're not specifically that similar to Elden Ring in that neither one's like a high fantasy, but they both have that apocalyptic element to them. I'm going to see if I can find something that's more fantasy-like. Escaflowne could kind of be compared visually. That's like a, mecha fantasy. It's got more of the high fantasy element to it. Berserk. Oh, I don't know why I didn't think of that first, considering that, like, everything. I mean, maybe just because maybe it doesn't need to be said, but it just in case it needs to be said, Berserk is where a lot of the visual influence on From Software games comes from. Yeah, those are probably the best answers I'm gonna be able to get. Unless you've seen all of those, let me know. John Carpenter, thank you. McFatson saying, I'm especially fond of places with body horror, but with more consent, like when it's just part of the world and mankind itself is alien and fucked up. I'm assuming you're describing like Bioshock, where you're just like injecting yourself with shit for superpowers and running around fucking just needling yourself so you can shoot lightning. Moon Jaden with $5. Domo arigato gozaimasu. What is your opinion on Gundam Wing Endless Waltz? I actually haven't seen Endless Waltz. I've heard good things about it, and I've seen some really incredible sakuga from it. I was never a big fan of Gundam Wing in particular. As a kid, I remember catching episodes of it and always feeling like I had missed something. Like, I'm actually pretty sure I saw the first episode first, but it's so in media res and explains so fucking little of what's going on. And I'm pretty sure my brother Victor and Hope have been watching the show, and he pretty much said, like, yeah, it's, like, incomprehensible for a long time. Like, you just don't know who the fuck the characters are, how they're related to each other, what the fuck they're doing. It's just, like, showing you stuff going on with these pretty boys, and you're just like, what is fucking happening? I'm sure it all gets explained eventually, but I never made it that far in because I couldn't really grasp it. And then there is a manga that's like just one volume Gundam Wing tie-in that I think takes place... Or no, I think it's a manga adaptation of Endless Waltz, and I have read that, but it's definitely a truncated version of the story. People are mentioning Claymore as another thing that's like Elden Ring. Yeah, Claymore is similar to Berserk, and looks pretty sick. Last Exile? I don't see that one as much. But yeah, so I never saw Endless Waltz, but it looks pretty. I love the big wings on the mech. I've definitely seen AMVs that use footage from Endless Waltz. This stream has been going really well so far. I've gotten a lot of super chats. I've been going for an hour and 45 minutes. I've been enjoying Parasite Eve, even though I lost really hard to that boss. And I have like no idea what the fuck I was supposed to do to make it easier. Am I going to play the game or what, mate? I'll get back to it. You give me just a second. I'm considering if I want to go to the bathroom. So I might do that. And just turn up the desktop audio and let y'all watch this cutscene one more time with the sick music while I head off for a second. Okay. So, I don't watch a lot of live streams. I assume some of y'all do. Let me know, what is the protocol for eating on streams normally? Like, because as I understand it, most live streamers who really live stream all the time, they live stream for long stretches of time. Is it more normal that they just plan their meals around live streams and just like try to not be hungry on a live stream? Or is it just like normal to fucking just start munching? I need to know. Because I got a bag of chips. And I need to know if this is about to become a bag of chips ASMR stream. Or if that's heinous. Let's find out. Let's give it a test. How heinous would you consider this sound? On a scale of heinous to anus. Now people are commanding me to eat. Oh, Alright, I get it. Turn into a lizard. Let's do this shit. Adding a bunch of mouthy, crunchy supplements to the visuals of Parasite Eve. Oh, this is the perfect time to munch. A solid canis, maybe a zanus. Everyone seems to agree that anus is the more positive option as compared to heinous. Oh no, he's a lizard. Let me turn the game audio up just a little bit so that when I am eating it's not quite so loud. There are 2 targets. Okay. So I'm thinking the problem I had last time is that I'm really meant to just be shooting his fucking tail. And so I was messing up the whole time by targeting his body. Let's put this theory to test. If we can. Yes. Okay. So my inattentiveness, as usual, was my downfall. Ah. Okay, I think I'm out of bullets. Oh, did I do it? Did I win? At the very least I have escaped. Oh, what is happening now? Well, I have more bullets. Do I want to shoot him in the head, or do I want to keep trying to shoot him in the ass? Well, it doesn't look like I can shoot him in the ass anymore. Maybe I broke his ass. Yeah, I guess I broke his ass. Still hurts me to even touch his ass. Well, I keep missing. I'm not sure if I can hurt him without hitting his head specifically. There we go. Oh shit, that did a lot. Okay. We got this. This is doable. It's really a pain in the ass to get a lock on his fucking head when it's, you know, up there and all. Got him. Got him. Thank you very much. Martin W. with €5. Have you seen Go-Go 13 movie? It blew my fucking mind by sheer composition and editing madness. Dezaki might be the best director with Rintaro and Miyazaki. I don't think I've seen the first Go-Go 13 movie, which I guess is the movie. So no, but I have seen Queen Bee, which is like a OVA, I think, that's also directed by Dezaki, and it was pretty fun. He wasn't going like crazy all out on it, so it's probably not the same as the movie. Dezaki is a visual genius. I mean, if you loved that, I highly recommend you watch the Space Adventure Cobra movie and then the whole show, because the show's great. But the movie in particular is just aesthetically fucking incredible. Dezaki is not my personal favorites, just because his aesthetic doesn't resonate, or didn't rather resonate with me as much as Rintaro. Like Rintaro's stuff, I could just stare at all day. Like Rintaro's movies look absolutely insane. And there's bits of Kawajiri's that do, and obviously Miyazaki's films are quite gorgeous, but they're not necessarily... Like, Ponyo is the only one that, for me, is like a raw aesthetic experience of pure joy, you know? Whereas, like, Rintaro's movies generally, like, even the ones I don't like that much, are pretty fun to actually look at. Thank you, Kira Lu, for the $2 sticker of the fist bumps. But yeah, like, I'm trying to think of another director who's, like, I mean, Hideaki Anno's shot compositions are legendary to me. End of Evangelion's a beautiful film. I feel like there's somebody who I'm missing. And Urotsuki Doji also is a aesthetic masterpiece. Highly recommended if you can handle, you know, Urotsuki Doji. True Dash with £10. Domo arigato gozaimasu. Rant about my Mal favorites. Username True Dash. All right. Let's head on. Let me change my window capture real quick. That's not it. Here we go. We are on the Wolf's Rain related recommendations, because I was trying to find stuff that looks like Elden Ring. All right. Users. True Dash. My scoring system. 1. Terrible shows, either too irredeemable to be given higher, or a show emblematic of some anime or industry-wide problem. Okay. A 2 is a bad show. 3 is still bad, but feels like some thought and effort was put in. 4 is the intersection between good and bad, shows the aspects I love contrasted with aspects I hate. 5, the baseline for good shows. Those in this tier may not be amazing, but are solid and deserve to be praised, even in spite of some shortcomings. 6, great shows, a step up from your average anime in some way, and while still not perfect, I had a great time with them. 7, the favorites honorable mentions, masterpieces I have little to no issues with, yet for whatever reason I find myself not attached to or entertained by those on my favorites, and 8 to 10 are the favorites, spread across 3 tiers so I can differentiate between the subtle levels of my favorites resonate with me. Everything in these 3 tiers is borderline perfect, and I love every single one of them to death. It's interesting how quickly this went from the baseline for good to great, because to me, I feel like there, for me at least, my favorites would probably only go down through my 9s. Like, it would be 10s and 9s, where I could say, like, the 10s are like, these are just god tier pieces of media, And then the 9s are like, these really mean something to me, even though they're not god tier pieces of media. And then the 8s are like usually stuff where I really appreciate it, but it's not like what you described as a 7, basically, is what I would usually probably consider an 8. And then there's more nuance for me between like 5, 6, and 7. Like, this is where most stuff falls in for me. So, like, you know, this range is the most interesting for me to explore. And then this range is like, man, if you fall below this threshold, then your thing really fucking sucks. All right, let's see what your favorites are. We've got Pat Labor 2, great film. Red Line, great film. I actually have not seen A Letter to Momo. I was like, tried to start this movie one time, and I was like way too tired and out of it, and it starts off really slow, and I was like, I can't. But I still need to see this. Ghost in the Shell standalone complex is great. Tatami Galaxy, great. Shirobako, great. Hunter x Hunter, great. Space Dandy, great. Den-O Coil, great. And Hibike Euphonium's great. I can't complain about this. I mean, half of these are my own favorites. Standalone complex, Shirobako, Hunter x Hunter. Space Dandy's like right outside my top 10 probably. Could even be in. I haven't rewatched it, so yeah, these are all strong contenders. Again, I haven't seen this one, though. Guts is a phenomenal character. Watashi, Goto. Yeah, these are all good. They're all great. It's all good. No complaints. Mamoru Oshii rules. Takeshi Koike rules. Satoshi Kon rules. Yamada Naoko rules. Mitsuo Iso rules. Hiroyuki Okiura, what do I know you for? A lot of key animation. Okay, that's right. I do know you for animation. Let's go watch some Hiroyuki Okiura. Let's go watch a Mad or something. Lots of really, really good character acting. Yeah, definite legend for sure. And Yutaka Nakamura is a god. Shinya Ohira is a god. Kenji Kawai, really great soundtrack composer. And Yoko Kanno, also phenomenal. Yeah, I don't know. It's good taste. Good taste. I approve. Well done, True Dash, for having good taste. I don't know if that's like a thing that that you get congratulated for, but it is here on this stream, I guess. All right. We're live in front of Carnegie Hall, which has become a scene of complete chaos, as you may have read. And I'm the sole survivor of this horrible ideal. I assume that my fuckboy date died. Because at the start, I was going to the movies with this guy who was like, I got my dad to get us tickets. Good night, Kira. Sleep well. Did I watch Platinum End? No, I only watched the first few episodes. I would be interested in finishing it if you think it would be interesting for me to talk about. Whoa, this scene. This is really fun. Oh, but my date, yeah. Oh, okay, I guess he escaped. Why couldn't they make more games like this? Because the PlayStation 2 came out, and it was too advanced. And every new console has just gotten more advanced. And so it costs more to do every single idea that you have. Because this wouldn't be considered acceptable. But this was affordable. The fucking mitochondria. I really need to know what the story is with the mitochondria. Oh, it all started with this incident 6 days ago that were to become a nightmare for us all. This game has some really interesting cinematic instincts. Like, what a shot. What a shot to just go for. What you eating? I was eating a bag of spicy nacho Doritos. Hopefully Bloodborne PSX will herald the return of PS1 nostalgic indies, and Parasite Eve will get the bloodstained ROTN treatment. That would be awesome. I still haven't played that Bloodborne demake. I'm glad you reminded me, because that would be a great stream. And I have been planning to stream that whenever I get around to playing it. This game has gone actually better than I thought it would as a streaming game. I think just because it changes gears so often. Like, I was expecting it to be either too text heavy or too technical gameplay wise, and it is not either of those things so far. So I will probably stream it more so I can play it more because I like it. The creator is making a Bloodborne kart game. That sounds incredible. Whoa, so this is how our girl normally dresses. She dresses like Captain Marvel. I enjoyed the movie Captain Marvel, although it ends very abruptly. Like, the final, I guess just the villains were, you just didn't have a lot of time to set them up and make them feel like they were actually the main bad guys. So when like the conflict was over, I was kind of like, oh, that was actually it. Okay, that's fine, I guess. It just felt like the actual conflict was very insignificant, and like the main purpose of the movie was just like, okay, well, we just need to introduce the character, you know? But overall, I liked the movie. It's a very good looking movie. I got a mod permit. This fucking bulky ass flight jacket. I love it. Look at how big the arms are on this jacket. It's really funny. I want to make the coffee. Don't wake me up until I'm having the coffee. This outfit works on her much better than on Brie Larson. I don't know about that. Brie Larson looked really fucking hot in that movie. And then in the 9 Inch Nails shirt, this is a good look. But I do like this look. This really gives me more of, actually, because of the jacket, like a Motoko Kusanagi type of vibe. Also, it's like, can you tell they were making Final Fantasy VIII at the same time? What is he just like stealing something? I got a Kevlar vest. Already into this song. Don't forget about that magical thing called sleep. I woke up at 1 p.m. today, so if I went to bed right now, it would mean that I have been up for about 14 hours, which is not the worst. I will probably go to bed soon because Bird has to get up for work before too very long, and at the very least, I want to see him in bed before he goes. How do I get to a save point is what I really want to know. Talk to me, computer man. Strange police computer man. Let me in. I do want to probably just save and stop streaming soon, mostly because I haven't gotten a super chat in a few minutes, and so I feel like everybody's gone to bed or is passing out where they sit. Oh, I see. I can go between. This is fucking cool. I should have seen if I could save on the world map. Oh, I guess I didn't have to click in. You think, yeah, I missed your super chat from earlier? Well, let me go look at that. I did. Get ye to a single room log cabin and pray with $5. Domo arigatou gozaimasu. You've mentioned that where you grew up was really different from anywhere else in the U.S., and I'm curious how. Sorry if you've discussed this before. Sure. So I live in Hampton Roads, which is a large... It's like 7 cities that are all very similar in the southwest or southeastern corner of Virginia. And so like Virginia Beach itself, the city I spent most of my life, in land size is fucking huge. It is a very large piece of area. There are 500,000 people living there, almost all in just the northern half, because the entire southern half is farmland. But even still, it's extremely spread out, extremely suburban. There's no real part where it becomes urban. It kind of looks like a city if you drive up the boardwalk, but that's just tourist trap stuff. So it's just like a bunch of hotels and tourist activities. It's not like a city. So, it feels like a giant suburb that just stretches on in all directions forever. And I think my perception of what America was growing up is like a bunch of neighborhoods that have a little bit of forest between them. Because that's how it is here, is like there's lots of neighborhoods but there's lots of space between the neighborhoods, and mostly because there's so much water running through everything here. Like the rivers just vein all the way through the landscape. So there's only so many places you actually can build, but it's all built out. Anything you could build on has been built on, with few exceptions. I mean, they're still filling out all the space in Virginia Beach, but like it'll be filled out eventually. In the same way that it is in Massachusetts. When you go out from Boston, Massachusetts actually is closer to what I thought most of America was, which is just an endless amount of neighborhoods with small wooded areas between them where water goes through. But Massachusetts is like the whole fucking state practically is built out. Virginia, it's like that for Hampton Roads. You got 7 cities, all massive in land size, but all very spread out, very suburban, just little forests between them. And, when you go north of Hampton Roads, there's a long stretch of what feels like nothing until you get to Richmond, mostly because of the fact that the highway is built, like, in a place where there's, like, rivers on either side of you, practically. So, like, everything about getting around Virginia is really weird because of all the water just cutting through everywhere. But basically, not as much of it is built out as I would have thought. And, once I started exploring the country and realizing, like, how little of it is actually civilized, and also what it looks like to be in a place that's actually uncivilized. Like, my impression of Virginia Beach and the places around me had been that it's like, civilization is the neighborhoods and the stuff between them is wilderness. That's not true. All the stuff between them is man-made forests, like replanted, like it's all manufactured. And so it's only when you get out a certain distance that you actually start to see wilderness. And even then you have to leave the roads and go off to find wilderness. It's not just something that you're going to see as a natural course of driving around. So, when I went everywhere else, I realized that most places are much more dense. Like, most places that people actually live is just like a city center and then a little bit of spread from that, a little bit of suburban runoff, and then it's over. Whereas here, it's just endless suburban runoff. Again, there is no city center, so it's just all the just all the surrounding stuff. And so that's what I think makes it unique. I haven't been anywhere that's quite so... Like, LA is similarly like an endless suburb, but it's actually like there's no space. There's in between. There's no little forests between the neighborhoods. It's just an endless grid that goes on in all directions forever, and that is actually terrifying. I don't know what exactly Oh, okay. I guess I just put it into action mode and it was just like floating the camera around me. I just want to save. I just want to save and quit and go to bed. How do I save game? Jack V with $2. What you think of that anti-content ID template? I think it looks awesome. I assume you're the one who sent that to me, and I will definitely be using it in the next video I edit that I think it would be appropriate for. Just to let everybody know, there's like a template that theoretically will, like, basically scrolling this image in the background of a video through the whole video that has like a certain level of complexity that distracts from the content ID recognition bots. I'm gonna give it a shot. What's up, my witch? Not much. I'm looking for a save point so I can finally actually end this stream and go pass out. But I don't know where the save will be. Save. Nope. What about you? Can't go behind your counter, apparently. Hey, buddy. McFatson with $2. Domo arigato gozaimasu. One more thank you for playing Parasite Eve. It needs love. I agree. I am enjoying it and loving it. But I wish it had more save points. Permit, right. Oh boy. Alright. Yes, okay. Got it. I can equip, I can tune up, I can do the tune-ups. Oh boy. Got it. Jesus Christ. I just want to go find save. Let me find that save, baby. Let's save. Why do I end my streams in the middle of a sentence? Do I always do that? I don't think I usually do that. That book looks like it would be a save book, but I can't get close to it to find out. Alright, whatever. I'll figure this out. I'll just save state it. I'm done. Good night, everybody. Bye!